From First Alert 7 News, with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching Wake Up West Texas.
Extra, good morning to you. 7 o'clock on the dot on this Thursday, but we like to call it around here Friday Eve. So glad to have you with us for another morning of Wake Up West Texas Extra. What a morning we have in store for you.
I honestly don't know what's going to go on during the show.
I don't either.
Don't usually most days, but you know, we follow a similar
I put it together a few hours ago, so I don't remember anymore.
You don't,
No,
absolutely. Yeah,
it's
I
gone.
haven't even looked at it. Usually I look at it. Didn't look at it at all. So.
Goodness. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, streaming with us live. Take us with you wherever you go. You can watch your favorite First Alert 7 shows on our app. Download it now on your connected TV, phone, or tablet. You can watch Sawyer and I every weekday morning from 5 to 7 a.m. on TV on Wake Up West Texas. But then stream with us as you head out the door from 7 to 9 here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. You can also watch us live on the First Alert 7 Facebook page. That's where we were monitoring your comments, which I will get my phone ready to go right now. And our YouTube channel as well. As YouTubers like to say, like, subscribe, comment below, and yes, something like that.
And share.
And share, that's the one.
Even
yes.
on Facebook, please share us.
It helps.
Share Extra because, yes, it helps get more reach, and maybe your friends will want to watch us.
That's the idea. We
Yes.
can all have a fun conversation, and we want West Texas to, of course, be involved in everything we do, and we'll get to our polls in just a little bit. But looking back at the morning that was, coming into work this morning, so yesterday, for some perspective, after that really intense windstorm, when that front pushed on through in the afternoon hours, we saw blowing dust, very high wind gusts up to, I think what you said, 45 miles an hour at Midland?
47,
47
I think.
reported on the day before yesterday. That would have been Tuesday afternoon, around 3, 4 o'clock. Extremely high winds, dusty conditions. And later that morning, so it would be Wednesday morning at that time, you still see it hanging in the air. It was still gusty, mind you, at times, but it was hanging in the air, and you could smell it. My sinuses have not been the same since then. A lot of us have had trouble with that, with allergies. My entire house looks like I don't clean. It looks like there's just dust on the entertainment center.
Well, we're not even to the worst part of, you know, our winds, our blowing dust. You know, that comes in March and April. So it's a little crazy that that's already happening because, yeah, you know, when we get into March, April, sometimes it'll look like I literally have like a line by my door.
Yes, because it just comes right
dirt lined up, and I'm like on the couch, like looking. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's
dirt. And you have, your door faces
north.
So
Yes.
when the front comes through, usually, this
Most
one was
of
a
the
little
time.
different,
Yeah.
but luckily, this
Yeah,
time
especially
was
in the
west.
spring, the spring it just comes in from the northwest and literally just goes straight
Straight?
through my door,
Oh, boy.
rattles my door because my door's not sealed very well, obviously, and yeah. So luckily, a little bit better today, but still
Good.
going to be a little breezy. But we'll get to that in just a few minutes.
Yes, I was going to say, I'm looking at the set here, looking for dust. It's just everywhere. But what do you expect? Growing up in West Texas, I mean, that's what we've dealt with forever. We're in the desert. What do we expect, right?
Yeah.
We were discussing someone who was not from here saying, are dust storms common? Whoever that, we don't have to get into all that, but
I know. I was like, are you new?
someone is like, do y'all get dust storms often? Yes, we do. We don't get full-on haboobs often.
Sometimes, yes.
We get them
but
a few times a year.
Haboobs have to be attached to thunderstorms.
There you go. That's a good definition there. So they have to be attached. Is it the outflow?
Yeah.
That's
So
what causes that?
it's either. I think it's as a thunderstorm is approaching, or
Okay.
maybe as its exit. I don't know. It's attached to a thunderstorm. So there has to be a thunderstorm and then dust either before or after that. I don't remember exactly which one to be considered a haboob. But otherwise, just blowing dust, those, reduced visibilities, those are just dust storms.
Dust storms.
Or,
Okay. That's interesting.
or like we had that blowing dust advisory on Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's just, good
Good
old
information.
West Texas stuff. Or I don't think we mentioned it yesterday in Colorado on Tuesday. They had really strong winds as well, and there was a 30-car pileup, and multiple people died on the interstate because it was a brownout. So that means just blowing dirt, dust, reducing visibility to near zero, and you could not see in front of you at all. And of course, you're on the interstate going. That stretch of road's about 75 there.
So very fast.
Very fast. And then, 1 second you can see, 1 second you can't. Don't have a lot of reaction time to that. And
It's not a good situation.
and that area is literally just open fields.
Oh,
both
boy.
sides of the road.
It's like 385 up to Lubbock is what it reminds me of. You've taken that road many times.
Yes, basically.
And it's extremely dusty.
And I mean, even there's a little bit more hills and terrain, but this stretch in Colorado, because I've driven this as well, obviously, just flat, nothing.
Super flat, which is surprising. You don't think of Colorado, but in reality, there are a lot of flat lands out there, plains, like where the airport is, you've mentioned.
Yeah, so, Colorado's interesting because we have mountains on one side of the state, and that's the Western Slopes, obviously, and, the Rocky Mountains Front Range. And then we have the eastern plains of Colorado, and it's literally just, like Dust Bowl, flat, small towns that are mostly abandoned, very few people live in them. So, cattle farms, ranches.
Interesting
stuff
topography
like
for sure.
It
Colorado is
is.
very diverse in their topography.
Yes, it is.
But fascinating stuff and good for us to know is we throw around haboob a lot, but
Yes.
in reality, very certain terms have to be met in specifications. But in reality, dust storm's a better term to throw around.
Yes, most of the time we will have a dust storm as opposed to a haboob, but but still not good either way because that does reduce visibility. And honestly, I've been surprised because of our winds the past couple of days that we haven't had a lot of, obviously we've had blowing dust, but the visibility hasn't been reduced
It's not been that
too
bad, no.
No, not at all. So
It's patchy at times. I've seen some videos, especially along like 285, 385, our usual
Trouble spots,
well-traveled spots with a lot of oil traffic and a lot of dirt around, especially sand.
Yeah.
When they're going out to, sand haulers going out to the shell lots, you're seeing a lot of blowing
Taking
dust
that up,
between the cities as well. So good information there. Something to keep in mind because we will be seeing this now. March is usually the month we say in like a lion. The winds are howling all the time, but looks like we're getting a head start this year. It's only February 19th, and look, this week's already forecasted several more days of windy conditions ahead. We want West Texas to weigh in, though. We have polls ready to go from our producer. Let's take a look at what the first one is. Oh, what is your favorite season? Ooh, this is a doozy of a question. I could talk the whole show on this.
I am the one who put autumn.
I'm fickle.
I like autumn. Not really out here.
Do you call it autumn?
No, I call it fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's up here as autumn.
Producer put it in as autumn.
Fancy producer. That's what he is.
No, I like fall in not West Texas.
Sure, okay.
So fall
Well, where
back-
they have foliage.
Fall back home, fall in Minnesota, absolutely beautiful. I mean, the trees, the leaves turning colors, especially in the mountains, just so beautiful. Out here, our fall is not really, it's still 90 degrees.
Well, it's what I always describe it as is it's green, 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 massive windstorm,
and then gone.
and then it's just everything's gone.
Yeah.
And you've seen it for years now.
Yes.
How that works.
But overall, I do like autumn. I love pumpkin spice. I like to go to the pumpkin patch. Obviously not out here either, but hay rides, stuff like that. It's just a good time of year. And then I'm back at home, things cool down a little bit. And so that's when it starts to, snow sometimes, but also get a little bit cooler. So overall, I do like autumn. Are you the one who put spring?
I did. I can explain my answer for you as well. Springtime, now, I don't like the wind.
Yeah,
That is
who
the
would?
only downside to springtime because I like when we have the chance of rain. But the only thing is what usually here, when there's a chance of rain, there's a chance of ginormous hail.
I was going to say severe weather.
Yes, so it's kind of tough to get an in-between here because West Texas has a lot of extremes, as you're very well aware.
Yes.
More than anybody, probably. So, that is probably the best time of the year for me. But honestly, I think a lot of people here would vote summer because it is quiet. It is hot for days on end. It's like one of the quietest weather periods of the year.
It's boring.
Mid-July is very boring.
It's so boring.
And I feel like a lot of people enjoy that because they get to spend some time outside. They can plan ahead, events, birthday parties.
It gets too hot. I
without
don't even
wine.
want to go outside.
I don't either. That's the thing. That's why I didn't vote for summer. Is our summers are too hot typically.
No, I initially put summer, then changed it because my birthday's in the summer. We have the 4th of July. Usually people travel during the summer, so there are a lot of things to look forward to in the summer. But especially out here, it's too hot.
It's just too hot.
People complain about me complaining about that. But
No, even we.
But I'm sorry,
complain
it's
about
too
it.
hot
It's just
out
hot.
here.
It is what
and it's consistently hot. If it was a couple days, triple digits, whatever, and then we cooled back down to 80s, maybe 90s, I'd be okay with it. But when we
some
get those
years-
stretches of multiple triple-digit days, and I've talked about this before. The day that I moved from Minnesota to Texas, it was the hottest summer of 2020. Two, I think.
Yeah.
Or hottest day, sorry, of 2022. It was 112 degrees at Midland
Wow.
International Air and Spaceport.
Goodness gracious.
tied
What
for
an
it.
introduction for you.
It tied for, I think, the second hottest day recorded, because I think the hottest day ever was 116.
That was like what, June 13th-ish, around there?
No, that was like years ago.
Oh, in 2022?
Oh, when I moved
Yes,
here?
yeah, when you moved, sorry.
No,
yes.
it was June 20th.
Oh, later on in the month.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was literally the hottest day of that summer that I moved here. And it was still like 60 degrees in Minnesota.
So completely different worlds.
Very different
Wow,
worlds.
what a shocker that is.
Yes, so.
Goodness gracious. Chris Kavanaugh, good morning to you.
Hello, Chris.
Thank you so much for streaming with us this morning. Always good to have you with us.
Yes.
Yes, you've been instructed to call in. From our production side, please call. This morning we have other polls as well we can get to. If you could have a monkey as a pet, would you? I voted no.
I voted no as well.
I could see that going really wrong really quick.
Well, even the ones this morning that we had in the first, we talked about monkeys.
Oh, the macaque,
No, not those ones, the other ones.
the orangutan.
Yeah, sure. Those ones, aren't they like in a movie where they rip people's faces off or something?
Oh, dear. You're talking about the other ones that we had in the show.
Yes.
Mandrills.
Yes, the mandrills.
Yeah.
Those are the creepy ones. Like, I feel like there's like
There's-
a movie where they're like in the dark and they just like pop out at you.
That sounds like it's a Planet of the Apes.
Maybe, no, that doesn't sound right. But I don't know.
Fantastic
But
movie.
no, thank you. I would I would not have a pet monkey.
It's Boots.
Only 14% have said yes at this point, 86 saying no. So most of the people agree with us, so that's good.
My brother would say yes. He likes all animals like that. I'm curious to see what we have at Zoo Midland in a few years. Like what kind of
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
ape or monkey or whatever time. I'd love that so much.
All right, and I think we have at least one more.
Oh.
We definitely have two more. That's fine. In which Olympic sport would you perform the best? 58% said curling. I know Lauren Munt probably put that, even though she's not here this week. But
She
that's
definitely's
okay.
up.
Figure skating, skeleton, and ski jumping all say 14%. I, of course, went with figure skating. Realistically, I don't think I would perform the best because I can't do a triple axel. I can't do a triple.
That's all acrobatics and things. It's
Yeah,
very
I
difficult.
can't do jumps like that. I mean, most women can't do a triple axel either, but, you know.
For anyone wondering, what is skeleton?
Skeleton is when it's basically like sledding down an ice track head first on your stomach. So people that are extreme daredevils do that. So like luge is laying on your back, you go feet first down the track and it's literally just you on like a little platform sled thing down ice and you go like 70 miles an hour. Like that's the crazy part is you're going really fast down a track made out of ice. People have sadly died doing that before.
I was just looking up
Yes,
who's died. I see
people have died.
a 21-year-old training. It's all training incidents.
Yeah.
All of them training. Wow.
So
that's dangerous stuff right there.
very dangerous. And of course you have a helmet, but I mean, when you're going that fast, it doesn't.
Nothing's going to save you there.
No. So that's what skeleton is. And then of course ski jumping is when you have a big hill, you have skis attached to your feet and you literally just hit the ramp kind of like a J and then
And
you
lean.
fly and lean and try and go as far as you can, which I feel like ski jumping would be fun to try. I feel like it would be terrifying though because that's literally like the closest thing to flying that we have.
My grandpa says he wants to do that.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
He wants to just fly in general.
True, I think that would be cool. Like that's the closest thing to flying that we have, but you literally like, aren't harnessed in. You're literally just attached to
And I'm
skis.
sure
And
people died
have
with that
gotten
too.
hurt,
Yeah.
and probably died doing that as well because you're literally.
Yeah, can you imagine the landing? You missed that up.
That would
There's so many things to
hurt,
get
yeah.
wrong.
Well, and you're literally like landing on. I mean, it's snow, but it's like the hard compressed snow,
yeah, it's
so that is
compacted.
not comfortable either. Of course, 58% say curling, and that has gained a lot of popularity at the past couple of Olympics.
And it looks like the most. I don't know how to say it without diminishing the sport or sounding like I am. I'm not. But the least, not athletic, like it needs the least amount. Like you're sweeping. Least dangerous, least
It is, yeah.
kind of a thing. Like
Yeah,
it looks
you
like
could get poked out into the eye, with the broom or whatever. I don't know. Or did you guys see that?
the stone smashes your
did
toe.
you see that Canada got called out for cheating during curling?
How? What do they put water in their eyes?
You're
and
not
Nestle?
supposed to touch the stone. There's a handle on it, and your hand has to touch the handle, and that's it. And once your hand leaves the handle, it cannot touch the stone again. But the Canadian dude poked it with his pointer finger,
Can't do that.
and
We need the video evidence. Hold on.
however, they did not get reprimanded at all, and it happened twice.
Where did you get all this from? Are you sharing?
I am not here saying this.
Okay,
I
that's what I was
promise
going to say. Are
this is
you
a real thing?
Okay,
Yes.
I'm looking it up to see if I have video I can put in.
Probably not.
Because wouldn't that be fun? Oh, is it that like? Oh, it's also not our network. I guess. I
Yeah,
can't
that's
just pull
why
video.
I'm saying that. But no. So that was against, I think, Sweden.
I forget we're not the Olympics network,
I know,
are we?
Sadly. Well,
Possibly in the future. That's another conversation. If NBC ever like changes the lease agreement with that broadcasting rights,
I highly doubt that.
I highly doubt it too. It's kind of just a thing.
We get
at
like
this
the
point.
Grammys and the Tonys and.
Well,
Yeah, the
CBS
Grammys
is-
are going to go to
Grammys
YouTube,
are going
right?
to
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we get the Tonys still. That's important.
Good morning, Tiffany McElroy.
Hello.
Mitch, good morning to you. Good morning, cousin Marilyn, he says. Good morning. These are great questions, by the way.
I think we have one more.
We have
Yep.
one more, okay.
Which superpower would you rather have? Flight, super strength, invisibility, and teleportation.
Oh, I thought it said invincibility.
I know. I was like, hello.
It's invisibility.
Invisibility.
I chose teleportation.
Same. I think. Well, actually, I don't know. Hold
You know
on.
why?
Let me check.
I just want to explain my reasoning.
Okay,
I
go
was
ahead,
watching
go.
what billionaires do in a day in the life. Yes, I do that
Oh.
sometimes. Inspirational.
So you could go, to the Maldives and.
Well, correct. He said, I mean, the thing that all of them say is like, as much money as I have, or we have,
There's not enough time.
we can't buy time, right? And the only way to get that
You
is
can
by
teleport.
using their private jets and things like that. They say those are tools to save us time.
That harms the environment.
Right, but, well,
They don't care. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Anyway.
They do their carbon credits and call it a day.
Yes. Oh boy. But yeah, I went with teleportation as well, mostly because I just hate driving, and so it'd be nice to just like
Pop
blink
around.
and pop around somewhere.
Oh, Sawyer just popped up in the Weather Center.
I just popped up and oh, I was like, I did? No, I didn't. I'm sitting
Like I'm
in a
coming into
chair.
work and you just go boop.
Yeah. So that was a loud snap. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
It, like, echoed.
Fascinating poll questions. These spurred a lot of conversation today. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
they're good. I love that. Carlos gives
It's
us.
7:16. Okay.
Well,
Well, we're going to take a quick break here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. We appreciate you streaming with us live. We just blew out our time by a whole bit. We can go a whole half hour.
that's
with talking.
okay.
We're doing all right.
That's a thing.
She'll have a look at your forecast right after this quick break. Stay with us.
Now from the First Alert 7 Weather Center, here's meteorologist Sawyer McElroy.
Good morning and happy Thursday, everybody. We do still have weather alerts across the region this morning. That high wind warning in effect through 9 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Central Time tonight for the Guadalupe and Delaware Mountains for wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour. Temperatures starting off the day sitting in the 40s, 50s, and 60s as well. 51 currently in both Midland and Odessa, and those winds anywhere from being calm to about 20 miles per hour. Already seeing those elevated conditions across portions of southeast New Mexico with those wind gusts anywhere from about 20 5 to 30 miles per hour. Looking at that satellite and radar, we are starting off the day with mostly clear skies, quiet conditions, and heading through the day, we are looking to see sunny to mostly sunny skies, quiet conditions continuing, but those winds picking up by this afternoon and evening once again before calming down overnight ahead of even stronger winds for Friday as a cold front does approach the region. Temperatures today will warm into the 60s, 70s, and 80s, so a little bit cooler for some, but still not too bad for this time of year. 72 for Midland and Odessa. Here's a look at that First Alert 7-10-day forecast where we are going to see those temperatures and conditions very similar heading into Friday ahead of a cold front that will cool things down into the weekend with highs back into the 50s and 60s Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday as well. Before temperatures warm right back up into the next week with highs back into the 70s and 80s, along with that breeze making its return to the forecast as well.
I was just thinking, sorry, you're about to do weather in like 5 minutes. We should have just went into the video. I didn't think about it until later. Thank you for a forecast.
That's
You'll have it again.
the charm of this show.
That's true. You just do whenever. But thank you for your forecast. We'll have it again in about 5 minutes for another look at your forecast. In the meantime, though, speaking of the weather, not good. Look at this. This is wildfire video from the Panhandle here. This video coming straight from a station up there. Firefighters there battling multiple fires in the Panhandle. Mandatory evacuation orders have been issued for the Lavender Fire. This is burning in Oldham County, which is to the west of Amarillo. According to the Texas A&M Forest Service, the fires burned over 12,000 acres with only 15% containment. In Armstrong County, this is to the southeast of Amarillo, evacuation orders have been issued for the 8-Ball Fire. That blaze has charred at least 9,000 acres. It was 35% contained. Strong winds have helped spread that fire, and that is certainly not the only fire we have been tracking. There's quite a bit, especially with all this wind that we've been seeing across the area. This sparked up, of course, with the initial front pushed on through with that big windstorm on Tuesday.
These have both been burning since Tuesday. The 8-Ball Fire luckily has remained steady around that 9,000 acres there. It is 40% contained as of 10:03 last night. And then the Lavender Fire is up to 12,000, 20% contained. And that's pretty south of Boys Ranch. It's kind of to the north of Vega, northeast, give or take, on 385. Okay. Kind of the same route that I take when I go home. And then, yes, the 8-Ball Fire is kind of southeast of Claude in Armstrong County. And then there's also a gigantic fire in, not gigantic, it's pretty big though, in the Panhandle of Oklahoma. It's the Ranger Road Fire. And that is 283,283 acres, and it's only 15% contained. Goodness. As of 12:11 a.m. So that was the last update from that.
That's 7 hours ago. Okay.
Is kind of the biggest one in our area. Obviously not terribly close to us, but the biggest one that's closest to us. We have had some small vegetation fires in our area the past couple of days. Luckily, firefighters were able to get them in control and they didn't, get out of hand. So luckily we have been seeing people cooperating with, not burning outdoors, being mindful of activities that cause sparks, because we've had red flag warnings and other, fire weather alerts. Not any today overall. We do have a rangeland fire danger statement, which, is kind of lower than, of course, that like red flag warning, but I would expect possibly a red flag warning tomorrow as well, because we are going to see even drier conditions. I think we have critical fire danger tomorrow and stronger winds as well. So
this is why it's paramount for us to all be mindful of cigarettes, chains dragging our vehicle. That's the thing around here is a lot of debris, people parking on brush.
And getting caught on fire. You mentioned 2011.
Terrible. Terrible
what
wildfires.
Happened that year?
Widespread drought. We had a terrible drought, historic drought the entire year of 2011, and that summer was extremely hot, dry, and we had extreme winds as well. We had fires around XTRA and Midland counties, wildfires. We had wildfires in the Big Bend, New Mexico. It was widespread across the area. I'll never forget it. Smoke in the air. It was terrible. I was still in elementary and going into middle school at the time, junior high at the time, when this was going on, and it was horrible. I'll never forget drought 2011, and I don't think any of us will. It's the worst in our history that I can think of, at least in my lifetime, and we haven't seen anything since, and I hope we never do again. But I always get worried every year when we start off the year, when we're behind in the rain bucket, when we're not seeing a lot of rainfall. That's how 2011 started. It started the year before, continued into that, and went into, I believe, the next year after that. So we can look at records, of course, but it was definitely a tough situation. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick news and weather update for our viewers on First Alert 7 on TV. So stay with us here on Wake Up West Texas Extra.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
Morning, everyone. Time now is 7:25 on this Thursday, Friday Eve. I'm here with meteorologist Sawyer McRae for a check of the forecast. Sawyer, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Matthew. Happy Friday Eve. We are still hanging on to a few weather alerts across the region this morning. That high wind warning does continue through 9 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Central Time tonight for those areas highlighted in purple. That does include the Guadalupe and Delaware Mountains for wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour. Looking outside over the skies of Big Spring this morning, we are seeing a few clouds off in the distance, but overall a mixture of blue sky, sunshine, and those clouds. Temperatures currently ranging from the 40s to the 60s, 51 currently in both Midland and Odessa. Those winds elevated already across portions of southeast New Mexico and of course near Guadalupe Pass this morning. Those winds anywhere from being calm to 20 miles per hour with gusts anywhere from about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Looking at that satellite and radar, we are starting off the day with mostly clear skies and quiet conditions overall. Temperatures through the day will be a touch cooler than we saw yesterday, ranging from the 60s to the 80s, 72 for Midland and Odessa by this afternoon and evening, and those winds anywhere from about 15 to 25 miles per hour overall for sustained winds, gusts up to about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Coming up tonight, mostly clear, still a little bit breezy, especially before that midnight hour, and then winds will calm down anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour, give or take, across the region. Those lows a little bit cooler as well, heading into Friday into the 30s, 40s, and a few 50s as well. Looking ahead to that First Alert 7 10-day forecast, we are going to see very similar conditions for Friday, but those winds picking up once again and increased fire danger. Temperatures cooling down heading into the weekend behind a cold front with highs back into the 50s and 60s Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday as well.
Sawyer, thank you very much. Let's start off with education news. XTRA County ISD has announced the new principal for Vasquez Middle School in West Odessa when it opens. Her name is Raquel Rodriguez. The district says Mrs. Rodriguez has been with them for 20 years. She started her career in 2004, serving as a special education teacher, and since then has been an instructional coach, assistant principal, and principal. She's currently completing her 4th year at Ross Elementary, and ECIC says the district is excited for Principal Rodriguez and this new chapter ahead of her. In our community, UT Permian Basin's broken a record for their annual Falcon Giving Day. The university raised over $317,000 and surpassed its fundraising goal by 27%. You'll remember their initial goal was $250,000. The university says 90% of its students are eligible for scholarships, and these funds will help with that. The donations will benefit more than 25 areas and departments across campus, including the General Scholarship Fund, UTPB Food Pantry, and Student Emergency Fund. In the community now, a local dog rescue is back on the road after losing their transport vehicle earlier this month. Dog Rescue RS has been saving dogs in our area since 2019. They saved over 1,500 dogs that have been abandoned or are in kill shelters around the area. For the past 4 years, their bus, lovingly named Old Faithful, transported dogs to shelters and homes all over the country. Unfortunately, Old Faithful has made her last trip after making it back from Oregon. The rescue found her injury was irreparable. 8 days later, after looking for a new bus, they were able to raise enough money for a brand new one, making its first journey today.
We run our transports about every 3 weeks. We try to have about 60 dogs on board that are going up to places like Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, where they have homes waiting up there and rescues that are helping us take care of them.
Dog Rescue RS says most dogs have a forever home already waiting for them whenever they arrive to their destinations. We'll be back in another half an hour for another check of the news and weather right here on First Alert 7. But in the meantime, why don't you join us streaming live on our Facebook page, First Alert 7 Facebook page, our YouTube channel as well, and our website, firstalert7.com for Wake Up West Texas Extra. Join us there, and we'll see you right back here in half an hour. Stay with us.
Every night at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here. New tonight.
First Alert 7 News is where West Texas turns for what's happening right now.
Reporting at the First Alert desk, I'm Lauren Munt.
And what's happening next.
Well, it is a First Alert 7 weather day.
Bringing the stories important to you first.
New tonight, we'll remember we were your First Alert when several
asking the right questions and finding solutions.
Keeping your family safe just got easier.
First Alert 7 is working for you.
First Alert 7 News at 10.
How can you eat this slop?
Hungry for laughs?
My mouth is tone deaf.
Then enjoy 2 helpings of humor.
Here, have some more of my pot roast.
Every weeknight. So whether it's a main dish.
Looks like some mighty good fried chicken.
Steak? Mm-hmm.
Something lighter.
Sandwiches from the mess tent.
Or just dessert.
That's an ice cream churn.
Make way for the ice cream.
Why don't we go to the mess tent? They're serving humble pie.
Get your fill of funny with Nash and Andy.
Watch on MeTV Channel 30.2. As summer turns to fall, changes in the air. Here in the Permian Basin, change can come fast, but you don't have to be caught off guard. At First Alert 7,
We are going to be looking at scattered showers and thunder showers.
we track every shift, big or small. And when we know, you'll know.
Here's what we're tracking here on the Weather Maker's map.
We are continuing to see some showers and thunderstorms.
Plan your day clearly and easily with the First Alert Weather Team. Changes will happen, but with First Alert 7 weather, you'll be ready.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on First Alert 7. And then stay tuned for First Alert 7 News at 4. From First Alert 7 News, with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching Wake Up West Texas.
Extra, good morning to you, and thank you so much for waking up with us here on this Thursday. We like to call it, though, Friday Eve, and we're having such a great show. It is absolutely flying by today as my earpiece disintegrates once again.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, let me get it out of
That's
my ear.
okay. You don't really need to hear in
I don't
this
need to
show.
hear. No, it's
not
usually
really.
not usually useful information anyways. But anyway.
Apologizing to our director
Yes,
right now.
I'm just kidding.
Who we love dearly.
Very important, but yeah, my earpiece just fell apart, so I can't
as
hear
long
anything.
as I can hear.
That's right. That's all that
fine,
matters.
so.
One of us can hear.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to our polls now this morning as we look live over the polls on West Texas Weighs In. Which superpower would you rather have? Teleportation, invisibility? It's invisibility.
It's invisibility.
Not invincibility.
No. Being invincible would be cool too. Like not able to die. Ow.
Not able to die. Is that really good though?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
Probably not.
Like imagine, like I always see these movies about living forever, and it's like, oh, that's actually not.
No, that does not sound.
Not that great.
Teleportation is the winner right now at 58%. Flight has 28%. Super strength 14%, and then invisibility. Nobody cares to be invisible apparently. But we talked about this earlier. We chose teleportation. Yeah, all the votes are invisible, I guess. We chose teleportation because I think it would be nice to, just want to go somewhere and like blink or snap and be there,
Yeah, what would the process be like?
Yeah,
I can't
never
imagine.
have to pay for a flight ever again. Yeah, like no place like home. Take me to
Colorado Springs.
Take me to Colorado Springs, yeah, or
You'd be home all the time.
Take me to, I don't know, the Bahamas, which is not home, but maybe it's home away from home, I guess.
There you go.
Take me to Disneyland. Matthew's still having.
I'm putting this together. I'm trying to get it in.
And then if we could go to our top poll again, what is your favorite season? Spring is at 28%. Nobody cares about winter apparently, which is sad.
Which is, yeah, I mean.
And West Texas winter, I mean, is
it's
not
that, it's
too
very
bad.
mild.
I like West Texas winter, even though I miss the snow, of course, and the really cold temperatures. But, probably winter out here may be my favorite, even though I did put autumn. But out here, winter is my favorite season because it is a little bit cooler. I can shut off the heat, can shut off the air for the most part. It's very mild. It was 80 degrees on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day,
so
it was actually 80.
That was honestly too warm in my opinion. But like on a normal, West Texas winter where we're seeing near normal temperatures, maybe slightly above normal, in the 60s, whatever. It's really nice. I chose autumn, in a general consensus of not Texas autumn. I like the leaves to change. I like the temperatures to get a little bit cooler. I like to be able to go out and go to the pumpkin patch, the hay rides. And yes, I know we have some out here, but it's not the same. Like, I'm sorry, it's not. The apple orchard, we'd always go to the Happy Apple Farm in Penrose,
Have you been
Colorado.
to the pumpkin patch out here?
No.
Exactly. It's fantastic. You've got to go. I'll take you myself this fall.
Sounds good. And then the next one that we have is if you could have a monkey as a pet, would you?
No.
Good news is general consensus is no, 86%, 14 say yes. I'm intrigued why people are saying yes. If you voted yes on our poll.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, I'm assuming our producer chose yes, and he said because they are so cute. I think some monkeys are cute. You know, like a chimpanzee's cute because they're, you know.
Or like, what is a Rafiki? He's a baboon.
Yeah, that's a baboon.
Like that, wouldn't that be a nice one to have?
I mean, Rafiki's cool.
He's a mandrill.
Honestly, it looks like that because did you see their faces during the...
I guess so. No, I didn't pay attention. I can't. In my teleprompter, I'm sorry.
I guess, yeah, you are reading. But, yeah, like the small monkeys, I guess. But
yeah, something smaller.
Or like the one, I guess
want one
he was
that's not
more
aggressive.
of like a gorilla, but, or was he a gorilla? The one that...
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, the one that was like, that we had the story on a couple weeks ago that was, it was like choosing things and it had memory that we were talking about. That one was cute.
I don't even remember what I did this morning.
Matthew has no idea.
Sorry. You know how I am.
And then the last one that we have is what not figure skating, what
That's your choice.
sport would you perform the best? I chose figure skating, of course. However, I think that is technically not true.
Oh, comment.
Yes.
This viewer says chimpanzees can be vicious. Thank you, Tiffany.
Of course, my mother's calling me out.
That's true, though. I mean, I agree.
She hates. Well, okay, she doesn't hate.
Oh, listen to this.
She dislikes monkeys. She's terrified of Planet of the Apes. Does not like Godzilla.
Godzilla? He's a lizard.
What's the King Kong? Yes.
Oh, that's very different. I was like, Godzilla's a lizard. I understand that, though, by the way.
I don't think she likes Godzilla either.
But
let's see what she chimes in with if she's watching.
She's going to be like, I love Godzilla.
Like, Planet of the Apes terrifies her. Like, anytime we're in the movie and, like, a commercial comes on for that, covers her eyes. Like, sorry, Mom.
Oh, so she actually doesn't like,
no.
Okay.
However, if
so
we go to the zoo or whatever,
okay.
like, she'll go see them. However, we haven't been to the zoo in forever. But
okay.
Curling is winning on this poll.
Of course.
64%, 12% for the rest. Ski jumping, I feel like would be fun to try. Skeleton, no, I would never try that. It's terrifying.
Absolutely life-threatening.
You're literally going down an ice track on your stomach, head first, going like 70 miles an hour.
Towards an object, probably.
Well, towards the finish line, but yes, you can. There's curves, and it's not like a straight, like, you know, sledding downhill on your head first.
On tubing or something like that. No.
So I would never do that. But that was the last one of.
A new one. See, that would have been good in 2000, whatever. When did that come out? 2019, 2021? Something? I don't even remember.
Was that the?
I went and saw it in theaters.
She commented. What did she say? My mother.
Oh, Godzilla. See, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry, Mom.
That was you meant King Kong because you're thinking of the movie.
Yes.
Hey, did you see this movie? It's fantastic.
No, of course not. Like I said, she hates King Kong.
Again, I'm saying Planet of the Apes. Correct. Creepy.
Exactly. So.
Good movie though, but yeah, I mean, I could see why it's almost like because they turn them into human-like figures that it almost makes it worse.
Yeah, they're like human-like. They move like humans. Yeah, it's a little creepy.
Godzilla wins 100%. I mean, it's true. I love King Kong. Played the games all the way through.
No, you have to have a lizard.
Played Godzilla.
Like a lizard's good.
But Godzilla's great. He's an icon.
Okay.
Very cool. Vote on the poll. FirstAlert7.com/vote. What do we have here?
Oh, the skiing community in East Burke, Vermont is cheering on Michaela Schifrin. The U.S. skier took home gold in the women's slalom at the Winter Olympics in Italy on Wednesday.
Okay.
She attended the Burke Mountain Academy and won her first gold medal for alpine skiing in the Sochi Olympics in 2014. Sorry.
I told you nothing good comes from these earpieces.
My producer and director are making fun of me.
I'm telling you. That's why I'm glad it fell apart.
She went on to win another gold and a silver in the games at Pyeongchang in 2018.
Awesome.
On Wednesday, the 30-year-old made history. She is now the first American skier to win 3 alpine gold medals. Despite her success, her local skiing community says she still visits every now and then. They say she doesn't let her fame go to her head and is genuinely nice and cares about others.
That's fantastic. I mean, I know you keep up with a lot of this stuff, and this is not the sport you keep up with, but I mean, awesome to see an incredible Olympian representing her hometown and getting other people inspired about what she does.
I mean, I love skiing and downhill skiing.
Well, that's true. It is a sport you would enjoy.
Look at that. That's crazy.
That's how Lindsey Vonn got injured. She got caught on one of those thingy-dees.
It's a gate. It's literally called a gate.
Oh, it's just a gate. Okay.
It's a gate. Yes.
I couldn't remember the darn thing. A gate. She got caught up on that. Poor Lindsey Vonn.
Mm-hmm.
She's incredible, by the way.
Yeah, her like ski pole got caught on it and it flung her down the hill.
And she had just recovered from an ACL tear.
Well, no, she hadn't recovered. She was just skiing with a torn ACL.
As Lindsey Vonn only can do.
Apparently, multiple people at the Olympics this year are
Injured?
competing with injured ACLs, which seems interesting.
Please don't do that. It's not worth. Says me. Maybe it is.
Apparently, you don't need your ACL since all these people are doing it. So.
Well, good. I hope she gets better soon. And great inspiration, by the way,
now,
for
when
this
a
person.
football player tears their ACL, I expect to see them out on the field.
Poor Patrick. He's over here recovering from his. He had a season-ender injury. I mean, that was a whole thing. It messed up their season for sure.
Well.
Let's talk about mandrills again, why don't we? They entered party mode.
Looks like Rafiki.
You're right. And you, our producer did look it up. It is he is a mandrill.
Yes.
Yeah, that is looked up, right? You did look that up? Okay, he confirmed it. Yeah, that's true. They celebrated the Lunar New Year and some birthday celebrations, and they can live up to 40 years old. One of them celebrating their 35th birthday. 34th birthday, you're right.
There was one that was celebrating a third, and the other one was 34th.
There's the third.
And yes, we Googled it, and as we do a lot of times during a show.
It's good information.
They can live up to 40 years in captivity.
And there we go. I wish them a very long life. Looks like they had a great time there with special Chinese traditional gifts and items like that to celebrate Lunar New Year. Let's go to a baby Japanese macaque from Ishikawa Zoo in Japan. Those words, my goodness.
From one monkey to another monkey. There you go.
Those are my favorite type of stories. They were awesome. This one, though, is a tearjerker.
Yes.
So he went viral on the internet after videos of it he's dragging around an orangutan stuffed toy, which he believes is his friend because his mom abandoned him at birth. And he's now in an enclosure where the other monkeys are not very nice to him right now.
No, that's not what this says.
It does. It said they're starting to come around on them. They said that he's not taking him very well right now, but they're starting to come around.
They're unsure about him.
Right.
They're not mean to him.
Yeah, he's had trouble getting along, like I said, with the other monkeys, but the zoo says the punch is slowly becoming part of the troop and still brings a lot of his stuffed joy. But yes, he's kind of a loner for now with his stuffed animal, and isn't that so sad?
We have another comment from the Tiffany McElroy.
This story is so cute, and it is, I'm telling you, it's very sad because the other monkeys, it reminds me of Rudolph.
It's like Nestor.
Don't bring up that one, please.
Sorry.
We shouldn't bring up Nestor.
No, I'll
Do y'all
start crying.
know? That's a poll we should get in. Are y'all in this right now? Bring us up on camera. Have you heard about Nestor, the donkey? You're going to start crying? So Sawyer, I've never heard of this Nestor story. It's very sweet. It's about the nativity.
Did you end up showing your family?
No, I never did.
Okay, well,
never
you need
did.
to.
I need to, though. And we sat at my desk and watched it, and Sawyer's bawling over this stop motion animation.
It's literally
You're already crying again.
Mostly because I'm laughing. No, it's like a claymation animation from
very good, by the way.
a long
enjoyed
time
it.
ago. It is mostly about, the nativity kind of in a roundabout way. Basically, there's a little donkey. He has really long ears. He trips over them. He gets made fun of for them. But he ends up being the donkey that brings Mary and, obviously Mary, but also Joseph into Bethlehem to have baby Jesus.
And it's a wonderful story, and it tells the nativity.
It's very sad, but it's cute.
It
and it's a short, so it's
story.
like, 30 minutes? I still have a tear running down my face. Oh my goodness. I'm okay.
It just brought up that it kind of reminds me of a sad animal who's shunned, if you will. His mom.
Yeah, his mom. And in Nestor's mom passes away, sadly.
During the thing, yes. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry. Spoiler alert.
Tiffany says Nestor is a tradition in our family. Yes, and she shared that with us here in the newsroom. It's like you made a comment on TV with Jacob and I. You're saying it's like Nestor. You made that same comment.
Because we had a story about a donkey with really long ears. It got like the Guinness World Record for the ears. And I was like, Nestor's ears are way longer than that.
Jacob.
And yeah, Jacob and Matthew were like, who's Nestor? And so I was like, watch the video, and we found it on some maybe sketchy
And that kind of
website.
messed your morning up.
I was literally bawling in the newsroom, no joke. I'm an emotional person, people. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Be you.
But now Matthew has been enlightened to that, and also our director as well.
Yes, we had a good time.
And they have to share that as a new. Our polls disappeared. Are you adding? Oh,
he's closing the poll for now. You got to add a new one in. So I'm curious about what that's going to be.
Does our producer know about Nestor?
Oh yeah. Do you know? You do know about Nestor.
Cool. I'm not crazy.
Okay. No, yes, we're talking in our ear, by the way. Yes, I know it seems weird that we're talking to no one.
Yes, they can hear us, even though
We should put up a picture when someone's talking in our ear.
We should,
like, you know,
talking. When people phone in.
That's what I'm saying. Their mic should be on air.
No, we would get in trouble.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, no.
Well, we've still got a lot more to come this morning on Wake Up West Texas Extra. Hopefully you've had fun.
Yeah, it's been a great morning so far.
I've had a great time.
I've enjoyed it a lot. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Please don't go anywhere.
As summer turns to fall, changes in the air. Here in the Permian Basin, change can come fast, but you don't have to be caught off guard. At First Alert 7,
We are going to be looking at scattered showers and thunder showers.
we track every shift, big or small. And when we know, you'll know.
Here's what we're tracking here on the Weather Maker's map.
We are continuing to see some showers and thunderstorms.
Plan your day clearly and easily with the First Alert Weather Team. Changes will happen, but with First Alert 7 weather, you'll be ready.
The cornerstone of Investigate TV is investigative journalism.
Should this be better regulated?
Should I be concerned?
Do you recall when you became aware of that law?
The beauty of this show is that we have a team of reporters all across the country.
From very diverse backgrounds.
The public has a right to know.
How big of a problem is that?
Should they be revoking these certifications?
I think viewers are looking for something different, something fresh, something that feels helpful to them.
In a world full of goats.
A goat.
Big Billy Goat.
We have a small goat here. Which Me TV show is the greatest of all time?
I haven't time to listen to goat stories.
Can only one goat be the goat?
The goat eats everything.
What do you know about goats? Or can more than one goat,
Folks are bound to keep goats.
be the goat?
We have a goat here.
Stupid goat. Find your greatest of all time.
The goat.
Watch on Me TV channel 30.2. Every night at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here. New tonight.
First Alert 7 News is where West Texas turns for what's happening right now.
Reporting at the First Alert desk, I'm Lauren Munt.
And what's happening next.
Well, it is a First Alert 7 weather day.
Bringing the stories important to you first.
New tonight. We'll remember we were your first alert when several
Asking the right questions and finding solutions.
Keeping your family safe just got easier.
First Alert 7 is working for you.
First Alert 7 News at 10.
Welcome back to Wake Up West Texas Extra. We're having such a great time here on this Thursday. It's now 7:47.
Flying by.
Flying by. So let's keep the momentum going by continuing our nonsense. So we were talking about before the break some of our polls that we have. Our producers gathered some of them. I'm curious what the newest poll is. We were talking about Nestor.
Nestor. The long-eared Christmas dog.
There's a picture of him. Fantastic.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Oh.
Our producer
Don't make
is
him
great.
sad.
He does really good ones.
See, this looks like...
See, he looks angry.
Do you know about Nestor the
He's
long-eared?
like giving
50-50.
you a stink eye.
Aw.
50-50.
Poor ears.
Well, if you have not seen Nestor the long-eared Christmas donkey, you really should because it is so cute. Like my mom said and I said, it's a tradition in our house. And it's a short, it's literally a short. It's literally 30 minutes, I think.
Super quick, yeah.
We watched it here during the cut-ins.
Between our break,
yes.
yeah. Between cut-ins, yeah.
Okay, 75, yes. So.
A lot of people actually do know about Nestor. I did not have any idea who that was.
Let's look it up. When is it from? It's old.
I imagine the 60s. Or 70s maybe, yeah. It was about the same time as Frosty, Rudolph. It has the same kind of animation, by the way, style.
What did you say, Carlos? 1977.
Wow, okay, much more recent than I was thinking.
That's earlier than I thought.
Era of Rudolph and all that.
And it is a Rankin and Bass movie. So that's, who did Rudolph, who did
the same
Frosty,
thing.
The same.
I guess it didn't, not that it didn't do well, but it didn't take off and become a cultural phenomenon, like Rudolph and Frosty. And the funny thing is, it actually is about a real story, the Nativity.
And Rudolph and the Santa Claus from the Rudolph show make a cameo in it.
That's right.
Yeah,
they
Jacob
do.
was making fun of me because it was like Santa Claus isn't in it, and literally like the opening shot is Santa flying off in his sleigh, and I was like, well.
He doesn't, like you said, he does not play a main pivotal role.
And then at the end, they're back at the North Pole because basically the story is told by another donkey. I don't think he has a name.
It's a story within a story, is that right?
Yeah, and he, I guess, is like a descendant of Nestor. So he's at the North Pole and is telling the story at the North Pole of Nestor. And then, we get into the story. But then at the end, they are talking about, or have a celebration around the tree.
Yeah, and it's very nice.
It's very nice. It's very.
It ends on a good note. That's a good thing. It gets kind of down in the dumps, kind of. It gets real low and.
It does. It gets
very sad.
But then it's good. And most of it's good. It does get a little sad.
It does.
But yeah.
But let Sawyer know if you've heard of Nestor the donkey. Sorry, long-eared Nestor the donkey, not Lester. I'm thinking of the news anchor Lester Holt, my favorite, great guy. But no, Nestor the donkey. If you go to firstalert7.com/vote to be able to let Sawyer know if you've ever heard of Nestor the donkey.
Thank you.
We'll get to some of our polls as we continue on through the rest of our morning. In the meantime, earlier this morning, we had a very interesting topic with our financial expert, Mickey Cargill with Cargill Investments. He joins us every Thursday morning. Today, we're discussing oil and gas. So not a surprise there, but the thing is, rig counts is always something that we keep an eye on. Like, you grow up in West Texas, keep an eye on the rig count because it's a financial, it usually is a prognostication, if you will.
Okay.
I like to use
You love that word.
I do.
Yes, you do.
About what the oil and gas industry could be doing. But according to Mickey, that is changing as we move into the future. Take a look at our interview from earlier. Time now for Money with Mickey. Our local economy has been a powerhouse for Texas and the nation. With oil prices fluctuating in about the low 60s, how is the economy really doing? Well, joining us now to discuss this is Mickey Cargill with Cargill Investments. He joins us every Thursday here on the show. Mickey, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning to you as well. Now, so I'm curious, how does the local economy look today with that price of an oil barrel in mind?
So oil has been very sticky, around $60 per barrel, and that's a relatively low price compared to the cost of producing oil right now. So we've had some constraint with job growth. There has been a leveling out of the economy, but while it's been slowing down a bit, it's not a fall. It's not something that's even related to a crash. It's not growing as fast as it was.
And so I'm curious, what are the watchwords for 2026?
I think you're going to see oil companies really focus on cost cutting and efficiency. There is a worldwide glut of oil right now. And with this excess oil, it's hard to really produce more oil without hurting the price. So companies are very focused on their capital structures. They're returning money to shareholders. They're having stock buybacks, but they're not really drilling more. They're just maintaining the production they have. So they're going to have to become more efficient to keep their profit margins higher.
Speaking of efficiency, there's also been a growth in technology and different kind of ways that companies are able to drill for oil. So with that in mind, and I've seen this debate a lot, is the rig count still a number we should follow closely, and is it a good indicator of our economy?
Well, for many years, we followed rig count as the primary indicator of future economic activity in the area. That has changed. We're now producing 6.6 million barrels per day of oil. And with that high production level, we've really become more of a production economy than a drilling economy. But the drilling has advanced so much that they're able to do more with fewer rigs. The rig count's down about 20% year over year. Normally, you would see a big fall in the economy with those numbers, but just last month, Midland County had sales tax revenues that were up 20% year over year from the previous year. So, that's an indicator that even though the rig count's down, the economy is still growing locally.
And so with that information in mind, what is the outlook from your perspective for the year 2026?
It's hard to make a case that oil has a reason to go up much. But I think it will range somewhere between the mid-50s and the mid-60s, maybe with somewhere around 60 continuing to be the average price. At that level, you're going to continue to see some decline in rig count. You're going to see some decline in the number of jobs available, but there's still 203,000 jobs in the upstream industry locally. And so that's a lot of jobs. Our salaries are still $145,000 per year, the highest in the nation on average. And so, these are numbers that are very good for our economy. And I think there's always going to be a place in our local economy for skilled workers in the oil business.
Mickey, turning back to the conversation regarding oil rigs and the rig count as a way to measure our economy and not so much anymore, I've seen on social media, especially during periods of low gas prices, that folks are using that maybe as a bellwether for a measure on our economy here at home. Is that an end-all be-all indicator as well as gas prices? Low gas prices meaning bad for our economy. Is that actually true?
So gas prices are determined by the price of oil. So oil comes down to be the real component. When oil prices fall, companies don't drill as much simply because there's not as much profit in it. But with the stable price we've had for an extended period now, companies are able to adjust their cost structure so they do still make money. You hear a lot of talk about the break-even point for companies being somewhere around 65. That's a number the media has come up with. It's not really a number that is present in the industry. Every company has a different cost structure. And so they're still making money at the present price. And as long as it doesn't fall down.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
Morning, everyone. Time now is 7:55 on this Thursday, Friday Eve. I'm here with meteorologist Sawyer McRoy for a check of the forecast. Sawyer, how's it looking?
Yeah, we are still going to see those winds across parts of the region today. That high wind warning in effect through 9 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Central Time tonight for the Guadalupe and Delaware Mountains for wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour. Temperatures not too bad this morning, sitting in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. 51 in Midland and Odessa currently. Winds are a little bit elevated across portions of southeast New Mexico, with those winds anywhere from being calm to about 15 miles per hour, and those gusts anywhere up to about 20 miles per hour currently in both Midland and Andrews. We are starting off the day with mostly clear skies, quiet conditions, and heading through the day, temperatures are going to warm to the 60s, 70s, and even a few 80s as well. 72 for both Midland and Odessa, 75 for Pecos and Monahans, 83 for Presidio, 85 for Sanderson. Coming up tonight, still going to be hanging on to that breeze through midnight, then winds calming down heading into early Friday morning. Lows will drop into the 30s, 40s, and 50s, 45 for Midland and Odessa. Here's a look at that First Alert 7 10-day forecast, where we are going to see very similar conditions heading into Friday, ahead of a cold front that will cool things down into the weekend, with highs back into the 50s and 60s Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday as well. We are going to get rid of that breeze for the weekend and into the start of the new week before those winds do pick right back up once again coming up by Tuesday, and those temperatures warming right up as well, back into the 70s and 80s by the middle of next week. Overall, though, looking forward to some cooler temperatures heading into this weekend.
Sawyer, thank you very much. News of the community now. Medical Center Hospital in Odessa brought Ash Wednesday services directly to their employees, patients, and families yesterday. This year, the hospital has expanded beyond its chapel to reach more people across all of their locations. Ash Wednesday marks the beginning of Lent, the period leading up to Easter, symbolized by receiving ashes in the shape of the cross on your forehead. The sacrament is typically provided at Catholic churches, but Pastor Doug Herget says the service at MCH does not discriminate.
It's for all Christians of the Christian belief from all different denominations. So we've got all different denominations that are being represented here at the hospital. And we serve the ashes or present the ashes to all the different denominations.
With most nurses working 12-hour days, holding the service within hospitals and clinics gives staff the opportunity to practice religion in the midst of their busy schedules.
Because they work very hard, and they work under very difficult conditions sometimes, very stressful conditions, but being able to offer them something that they don't have to go outside of the hospital to get. They can get the same services here that they get at their local churches.
Last year, MCH served 1,000 people for Ash Wednesday. With the expansion of services across multiple locations this year, the reach is expected to stretch even further across our community. In education, now Forsyth School District has called for a $47 million bond on your ballot for May 2nd's election. According to KBS Media, our media partners, the school board approved the election following a 2-year facilities planning report. A community facilities committee made up of parents, staff, business owners, you name it in the community, all came together to help propose the group, and they toured campuses, reviewed financial data, and evaluated renovation and construction options. If approved by voters, the bond would fund new secondary buildings, including a career technical education center, an academic building, and a library. The proposal also includes campus renovations to the gym locker rooms, auditorium, cafeteria, and mechanical systems. And we'll have another check of the news and weather in just half an hour right here on First Alert 7. Join us for Wake Up West Texas Extra, streaming live right now on the First Alert 7 YouTube page and Facebook page. Make it a great day.
At Gray Digital Media, we develop the right message to grab attention and drive leads. with custom strategies designed to grow your brand. Trust the streaming apps you know best. Cutting-edge strategies, backed by local expertise. Connect you with customers right here in West Texas and wherever your audience is. Get results that matter to you and your business. GDM West Texas, we know local. Let's connect today. GDMWestTexas.com.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on First Alert 7. And then stay tuned for First Alert 7 News at 4. As summer turns to fall, changes in the air. Here in the Permian Basin, change can come fast, but you don't have to be caught off guard. At First Alert 7,
We are going to be looking at scattered showers and thunder showers.
we track every shift, big or small. And when we know, you'll know.
Here's what we're tracking here on the Weather Makers map.
We are continuing to see some showers and thunderstorms.
Plan your day clearly and easily with the First Alert Weather Team. Changes will happen, but with First Alert 7 weather, you'll be ready.
It's super. It's science. It's fiction.
What is it?
It's Super Sci-Fi Saturday night on Me TV. After Sven gets swept away in adventures beyond our world, promising spaceships, lasers, giants, other worlds, and robots.
I will do my part.
Super Sci-Fi Saturday night.
Watch on Me TV channel 30.2. From First Alert 7 News, with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching Wake Up West Texas.
Extra, good morning to you. 8:01 on this Thursday, but we like to call it around here on Extra Friday Eve.
That was aggressive.
That was, a whole table shook with that. It was a lot. It was very powerful.
It's still shaking.
The energy is here today.
It's like a earthquake.
Maybe we should try at the same time.
What? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
So if you ever see us in public, well, that would be very weird.
Please
but
don't
that would
do
be
that.
funny.
No, thank you.
Maybe do it to Jacob. He won't know. That would be funny because he's not here.
No, yeah, that would be fun. Do that to Jacob, please.
See him at Walmart or whatever, or H-E-B.
H-E-B.
Probably
Always
H-E-B.
H-E-B.
And yeah, just walk up to him and do that. He'll be freaked out. We wanted to catch on. It just seems like nothing bad comes from that, I don't think. Other than in football, right? No goal. Oh, no, that's this.
Yeah, this is incomplete.
Me and my sports knowledge, right?
Not a catch.
Flag.
And then this is catch. And then touchdown is this.
Yeah, this one. I
'Cause
know
it looks
that
like
one. Yeah. Goalposts. Yeah, exactly.
No, you have to go like
Offsides.
this, not like that. It's like
Oh, it's like this, I see.
and then holding.
Yes, holding, offsides.
No, wait. Yeah, that's offsides. There's like a legal block in the back is like holding, but like this. I don't know.
And then isn't this one where you put your hands like this? Touch like this? Patty cake.
Well.
Those are the hand signs I know. I'm not very familiar with them. And
No,
I'm not an official ref.
He doesn't really understand football.
Ref.
Neither does our director. Our director is very confused when it comes to football. Sorry, no offense calling you out. During the Super Bowl, we had our party, and yeah, I was trying to explain things. So was Jacob, because of course,
That
Jacob
was helpful.
football.
Yes, that was nice.
So that was nice. But, I didn't know football for the longest time, and ironically, the person who taught me football was my grandma.
Really?
The rules of football. She's a very big Bronco fan. Has a Bronco room at her house.
Is this the one that lives in the rural area? No. Okay.
This is the one that lives in Colorado.
Where's
this is Katowski. But she has a Bronco room, loves, the Broncos.
Huge football fan.
Huge football fan. And she's the one actually who taught me kind of the rules of football, how there's different downs, you have to get certain yardage, when, you want to get 10 yards to get that first down. Okay, then once you get that down, obviously you want the next 10 yards, and you do that all the way up the field to get.
You're trying to bet that you get to the yellow line kind of thing? Yeah.
And then,
my dad tried.
And then, yeah, there's different, intricacies in there with, penalties and, if you miss the touchdown, you can go for, sometimes depending on where you're at, the field goal, and that's only 3 points as opposed to 7. Well, technically there's only 6 when you get a touchdown, but then you get the extra point. It's a whole thing. Hello?
No, I'm listening.
No,
I'm checking our Facebook.
I was reading our messages and I was like, hello? Because my phone buzzed like 4 times in succession. But
you were like, pay attention.
Yeah, Matthew, pay attention. No, I don't care. I was like, my phone kept buzzing. But yeah, speaking of football, that was... Well, we weren't speaking of football.
No, we certainly weren't talking about football, but...
Why did football even come up?
My hand signs.
Oh, yes,
we were doing XTRA, and then it
hand
moved
signs.
into the
Yes, thank you.
referees.
Okay, I was
and
like, where'd that even come
that's
from?
how quickly we can get off on a tangent very quickly, for sure.
And we do that a lot on this show.
We
so
do.
Enjoy.
So we hope you take us wherever you go. Watch your favorite shows right here on First Alert 7. Download our app now on your connected TV, phone, or tablet. Start your mornings with Wake Up West Texas on your TV from 5 to 7, and then right here on the app, Wake Up West Texas Extra streams live 7 to 9 every weekday morning. You can also watch us live on the First Alert 7 Facebook page and YouTube channel as well. We have quite a good time here on Wake Up West Texas Extra.
Are you looking at YouTube?
No, I was going to grab Megaphone to bring up our poll.
Okay.
And so we have a lot of polls to get to this morning. Our producer is fantastic and has put together some excellent polls for us to talk about. Here's the first one. What is your favorite season of the year? There are 4 seasons to choose from. Mine is spring, which is not winning.
I went with autumn, not a West Texas autumn, but a normal autumn, pretty much anywhere else across the country where it gets a little bit cooler, it's a little crisp in the mornings, the leaves change, not out here. That doesn't happen out here.
Not out here. Like I always say every year, we're getting into spring, the fall months. That's what I'm trying to say. It's cold. Even though it's cooler, the leaves are still green. It's very mild outside. And then all of a sudden a big windstorm comes and all the leaves are just gone. There's no in between.
Even through like this fall or autumn, the trees eventually changed, but it was like December, and then then we had the wind and it all,
too.
And then it all fell down. But autumn is winning 51% right now. Next one is...
The next one I have for you here, if you could have a monkey as a pet, would you? 88 to 12. I mean, that's mostly everybody.
That's a consensus there, if I've ever seen one. 88. We do need to
It reminds me, I mean, let's see.
Oh, it went down a little bit. Okay, now it's 25
It did, okay,
to
so somebody
75.
does want, okay. Let me see.
Sorry, our director is
let me see.
saying funny things in our ears.
So I was looking up what famous people, maybe famous, because I'm thinking a monkey sounds like a celebrity pet. Does it not?
You are going there.
Michael Jackson had a chimpanzee named Bubbles, and I remembered that. No, it was actually popped up to my. But I do remember the name, but I knew about the story.
Yeah,
before.
I mean, I remember that vaguely from growing up that was a thing.
Justin Bieber has a capuchin. Mally. Elvis Presley. His name was Scatter, chimpanzee.
Huh.
So I'm telling you, this is a pet of the rich. Chris Brown.
Well, let's not go there.
And it was his monkey was taken away by authorities. His name is Fiji.
It was confiscated.
Well,
anyway, next one.
We should not have definitely done that.
We had too much fun on the show.
But I remembered Bubbles. That was the one that actually, because I was like, yeah, celebrities do own monkeys, but yes, he's the most famous one of them all.
Oh boy.
In which Olympic sport would you perform best in? I said curling, and I think most people do because it seems the most attainable. What, do you imagine me curling?
No, I'm just thinking about the monkeys again. I'm sorry.
It is a rich person's pet. I mean,
no, you're not wrong.
There's no way you can get around that. It sounds
obviously
expensive.
multiple celebrities have had monkeys.
Chris Brown was definitely out of left field. I was not expecting that.
Elvis is, kind of surprising as well. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but like
just because he has Graceland, he had room for it because Michael Jackson had, I can't remember the name of his property. Neverland. Yes. And so he has room. So that's what I was thinking. I don't know if Chris Brown has like a lot of room, but I don't know. It was confiscated though.
Okay, now getting to the Olympics. Which Olympic sport would you perform the best? Curling is winning 56%. Figure skating is at 11. Skeleton is at 22. Interesting. That's
higher than I thought it was ever be.
Yeah. And then ski jumping is 11%. Skeleton
live on
seems
the edge.
Absolutely terrifying. You are basically on a sled. It's not really a sled, but that's what we're going to call it. Head first, going down a track made out of ice at like 70 miles per hour. That sounds not fun to me.
No, definitely not.
Curling, you know, we talked about this earlier, seems like I don't want to say easiest because I don't want to, you know, diminish all the hard work that people put into.
Yeah, we tried to
curling.
say easiest, and we don't know how else to describe it. Like it seems the most attainable.
Yeah, I think, you know, well, like we talked about before, a lot of like the Olympians that we have for curling or just in general are, you know, just people from Minnesota that picked it up and ended up being good, and now they're at the Olympics. And so.
And they're even older.
Yeah, and they're like
not necessarily
older.
like 20s or late teens.
There was a man, he was an alternate, I think, but he's for the U.S. and a lawyer by trade. Ironically, a slip and fall lawyer.
Really?
But he was like an alternate on our men's curling team, and they put him into play. So I think he's like in his maybe 50s.
And has time and money to be able to invest into that.
Well,
probably.
No, I wasn't going there.
Oh,
he's one of
that's
the
what I was thinking.
He's like one of the oldest people to ever like be an athlete for the U.S., I think.
Which is very cool.
And I mean, he literally just played like one stone throw, I guess is what I don't know what it's called, but you know.
Where they pass the thing or send it off, whatever they do.
Yeah, you know, he was able to hit that milestone there. Next one is.
I'm clicking. I forget I operate this thing now.
Which superpower would you rather have? Teleportation still sitting at about 40%, 10 for invisibility, so that has gotten some votes now.
Good.
30% for super strength and 20% for flight.
I'm trying to imagine my use cases. I try to imagine myself with these things.
It'd be nice to fly too, because you know we've been talking about us both voting for teleportation. But you know, if you could fly too,
I'm afraid of heights a little bit.
Oh.
Mildly. I'm not like deathly afraid of heights, but that's true. You could hover right off the ground and
that's
just
not flying in my
you just
opinion,
see me flying through the mall. Yeah, my feet just rubbing on the floor.
But our like allure of teleportation was that it saves time. You know, you can blink, snap, whatever, end up wherever you want to go. And I mean, if you could fly, you could do that as well.
I was thinking this like invisibility just sounds like the most creeper superpower ever.
I mean,
there's no way that ends well. There's going to be laws passed against it, regulation. You can't just be invisible, and you could use that for horrible things.
Whoa, this chair is shaking.
The chair's falling back. You're going to fall out of that chair.
Let's not lean back in the chair.
I feel like invisibility, no. I should be invincibility, I want to say.
Yeah, that's what you've been saying all morning. No, it's invisibility. You know, there's uses to it that aren't creepy uses.
Like what?
Well,
it's all clandestine for recon or creepiness.
Well, yeah, it's recon more than anything.
Maybe getting out of situations. Like if you're in a tough situation.
Yeah, like a really weird meeting, you could just turn invisible and like dip.
Well, not if they expect you to be. I don't know about that.
I don't know. I'd totally do that. I'd be like, yeah, no. I'd teleport too. If I had teleportation, I'd be like, yeah.
It was just kind of the same.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, kind of the same thought.
Anyway, it's already 8:12, Matthew.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to have a check of your forecast briefly and also some other things we want to talk about from across Texas. So don't go anywhere. Wake Up West Texas Extra continues in just a moment.
Every night at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here. New tonight.
First Alert 7 News is where West Texas turns for what's happening right now.
Reporting at the First Alert desk, I'm Lauren Munt.
And what's happening next.
Well, it is a First Alert 7 weather day.
Bringing the stories important to you first.
New tonight, we'll remember we were your First Alert when several
asking the right questions and finding solutions.
Keeping your family safe just got easier.
First Alert 7 is working for you.
First Alert 7 News at 10.
How can you eat this slop?
Hungry for laughs?
My mouth is tone deaf.
Then enjoy 2 helpings of humor.
Here, have some more of my pot roast.
Every weeknight. So whether it's a main dish.
Looks like some mighty good fried chicken.
Steak? Mm-hmm.
Something lighter.
Sandwiches from the mess tent.
Or just dessert.
That's an ice cream turn.
Make way for the ice cream.
Why don't we go to the mess tent? They're serving humble pie.
Get your fill of funny with Mash and Andy.
Watch on MeTV Channel 30.2. As summer turns to fall, changes in the air. Here in the Permian Basin, change can come fast, but you don't have to be caught off guard. At First Alert 7,
We are going to be looking at scattered showers and thunder showers.
we track every shift, big or small. And when we know, you'll know.
Here's what we're tracking here on the Weather Makers map.
We are continuing to see some showers and thunderstorms.
Plan your day clearly and easily with the First Alert Weather Team. Changes will happen, but with First Alert 7 weather, you'll be ready.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on First Alert 7. And then stay tuned for First Alert 7 News at 4. Now from the First Alert 7 Weather Center, here's meteorologist Sawyer McElroy.
Good morning and happy Thursday, or Friday Eve as we like to call it around here. Here's a look at those weather alerts this morning. We do still have that high wind warning in effect through 9 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Central Time tonight for the Guadalupe and Delaware Mountains, for wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour. Temperatures currently ranging from the 40s to the 60s across the region, 54 in Midland, down to 49 here in Odessa. Those winds anywhere from being calm to about 15 miles per hour, and we are seeing a few wind gusts across the region this morning, up to about 20 miles per hour currently in Midland. Starting off the day with mostly sunny skies, hanging on to a few high clouds out there, but otherwise quiet and nice to start off the day, and that will be the trend throughout Thursday, with those winds picking up once again by this afternoon and evening, calming down overnight before picking up once again for our Friday. Here's a look at those hourly temperatures through the day into the 60s, 70s, and a few 80s as well. 72 for Midland and Odessa, 75 for Pecos and Monaghan, 77 for Fort Stockton, 83 for Presidio. Looking ahead to that First Alert 7 10-day forecast, we are going to see things very similar heading into Friday ahead of a cold front that will cool temperatures down into the weekend, with highs back into the 50s and 60s as well. Getting rid of the breeze for the weekend before it re-enters the forecast coming up by Tuesday, and those high temperatures back in the 70s and 80s as well.
Yeah, definitely getting it back up to the 80s pretty quickly mid to the latter part of next week. But let's enjoy this brief bit of wintertime temps, quote unquote, heading into Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Now, unfortunately, across different parts of the state, people have been dealing with the winds as well. But on top of the winds, fire weather conditions have been really, that's a risk for us, but already actively in effect for a lot of the Panhandle as well. Look at this video in just now. Firefighters battling multiple fires in the Panhandle. Their mandatory evacuation orders have been issued for the Lavender Fire, which is burning in Oldham County. That is to the west of Amarillo, neighboring Amarillo. According to Texas A&M Forest Service, the fires burned over 12,000 acres. Only 15% contained at last update. You're going to try and get the latest on that? Yeah, because these numbers might be from overnight. But the video came in overnight as well. In Armstrong County, evacuation orders have also been issued for the 8-Ball Fire. That blaze has charred at least 9,000 acres, 35% contained. As of this script, strong winds have spread that fire, but Sawyer has an update.
The Lavender Fire is up to 12,000 acres, which I think is what you said, 20% contained.
That's
as
good.
of last check. And
some
that
progress.
Was about 10 hours ago, give or take.
Okay.
And then the other fire is the 8-Ball Fire, and that's still about 9,000, 40% contained.
Quite a bit. That is a lot. I'm glad they're getting a hold of it. These firefighters working very hard to do this. And of course, they do this in coordination with so many other agencies that come in from across the country to help with these kind of fires to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. I know there was a small fire burning on the Texas-New Mexico border as well. That was small in comparison.
That was only like 1 acre.
Okay, so very tiny.
But luckily it didn't get out of hand yesterday because it was in that area that was in that red flag warning, and kind of not exactly in that high wind warning yesterday, but still in that wind advisory area with those gusts up to, I don't know, whatever, 55 yesterday, I think
Quite
it was.
a bit, yes, yeah.
So luckily it did not get out of hand. They got control of that pretty quickly, was put out. There was also another vegetation fire kind of in Scurry County yesterday, and that was also pretty small and got put out pretty quickly. So
that's good.
Good news is West Texas, our area of West Texas, is behaving. Thank you all for being vigilant these past couple of days while it's been windy. Tomorrow, though, seeing that increased fire danger once again with even stronger winds expected than today.
Not good. So like Sawyer mentions, behavior is important for all of us to keep in mind. It's paramount for us to be mindful when we're throwing away cigarettes, anything that's lit of the sort. Make sure it's out, make sure it's in a container and not just left outside to burn, because dry brush is plentiful right now this time of the year. Dry grass, anything of the sort, mesquite bushes especially, All of those things catch on fire very easily and very quickly. Where you park is important as well. If you have high grass, tall grass areas, especially when you're on a leased land out in the oil field, there's a lot of places that you can start a fire because the exhaust under your car.
Yeah, it gets caught
the
in your
catalytic
car
converter gets very hot and it sparks a fire very quickly.
It's on fire.
And also, along with cars, chains dragging from that's what I was going to say. When you haul a trailer, a lot of those safety chains will drag and sparks.
On the ground, yeah.
Sparks. So very important to keep that in mind this time of the year. Something that's out of our control that I think about sometimes is dry lightning. Even though we don't have a lot of storms like there, but I mean that's another threat during this time of the year.
Yeah, I would say luckily we are not looking at any of that.
No storms at all, actually.
No, very, very dry throughout this extended forecast, which obviously isn't helping our case. We do have actually a surplus of precipitation for the year. Our average was about like 1.07, and we have 1.67 right now.
Very nice.
I think. Those numbers may not be exact, but I looked it up earlier and that's what's in my mind from that still. So we do have a little bit of a surplus, but obviously that can deplete quickly as we are looking at dry stretches like what we have now.
Yeah, so hopefully we get some rain into the bucket even more so. I'm glad we're ahead of the game, at least for now.
Yes.
Some great news in our community now. UT Prairie Basin's broken a record, Sawyer, for their annual Falcon Giving Day.
Awesome.
The university raised $317,000, surpassing its fundraising goal by 27%. That goal, Sawyer, was $250,000 at $250,000. The university says 90% of its students actually are eligible for scholarships, and these funds will help pay for that. The donation will benefit more than 25 areas and departments across campus, including the General Scholarship Fund, UTPB Food Pantry, and Student Emergency Fund, all of which are very important programs and take money like this to run. And so glad we're able to help promote it as well. Falcon Giving Day is a great thing that they do each and every year. And UTPB does very good work in our community, so people were glad to give.
Yeah, it's nice that over 90% or about 90% of students are eligible for scholarships. That seems like a lot.
A lot, almost all of their students.
So obviously that money needs to come from somewhere, and this is helpful in aiding that.
It is. So thank you all. West Texas generosity knows no bounds, we always say. Look at this story, great story. Local dog rescue. Well, their bus broke down.
Oh no!
After making a trip to and from Oregon. And that bus has gone all over the country over the past few years. This is for Dog Rescue R Us, located in Gardendale. You can see that dog really playful out there. We got to go to their location in Gardendale to talk with them about this issue because all of a sudden their bus is gone. And that bus was named Old Faithful. It wasn't faithful anymore.
Sadly.
It finally gave on them, which is unfortunate. And they posted, good for them. They got on social media. This is where social media is great. They got on there, said, hey guys, we have an emergency. Old Faithful has given up on us. Engine blew out.
We need a new bus.
We need a new bus. And they were able to get it done very, very quickly and got a new bus for their shelter and organization in 8 days.
Wow.
Can you believe it? And so here's a little bit more about how they use their bus.
We run our transports about every 3 weeks. We try to have about 60 dogs on board that are going up to places like Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, where they have homes waiting up there and rescues that are helping us take care of them.
Dog Rescue R Us says most dogs have a forever home waiting for them, luckily, Sawyer, when they get to their destinations on the new, I don't know if they called this one Old Faithful now. I wonder if it's New Faithful. We didn't ask
Miracle.
that. A Miracle. That's a great name. I love that.
The Miracle Bus, because obviously these dogs are going to new homes after, being rescued. So I feel like that's a good name. If anybody's watching from there, that's
Sawyer's recommendation.
I'm throwing into the hat.
There we go. Yeah, I'm curious. They'll have a naming competition or something like that. Get some donations for that. Dog Rescue R Us is an incredible organization. We appreciate all that they do in getting these dogs out of shelters that have to euthanize them and also get them off of our streets and get them into forever homes. That dog is bathing. Look at that.
I love that. It's enjoying the water.
Very,
my dog
very
hates
nice.
the water.
Yeah, my dog is not a fan either. One of them is not. The other one likes the water hose.
Oh.
Full pressure.
Zoom, zoom.
Yeah, he's a fan of that one.
That's fun.
Great area there. We appreciate them, by the way, talking with us about this because I know it's important to them. And glad they got a new bus for them to use. And
cute.
What kind of dog is that? Oh, Shih Tzu. Okay, there we go. My cousin has one of those, actually. I recognize the dog. I just couldn't remember the name. But really cool. You see the inside, how they have it fully. I mean, they pack as many dogs as they can to get them out across the country, and this bus goes everywhere. So I hope this one lasts them a very, very long time.
Yes.
Now, of course, here in about a minute and a half, we're going to take another break for a news and weather update. But we're having a great time here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. We've discussed a lot of different topics, from the Olympics to wildfires
to Godzilla and King Kong
to Nestor Donkey. I was going to say the horse. No. Nestor the donkey.
You got Nestor this
We can
time,
bring it
not
up real quick
Lester.
before we get into our...
It was. We skipped it
because we haven't
this time.
talked to him. Yes, we did. Where's he at? Oh, it's down here. No wonder. I forget there's more down here. Do you know about Nestor the long-eared Christmas donkey? It's past Christmas, we know.
I know. Sorry.
But the show wasn't
it
in
came up
existence
for
at the
some
time.
reason.
Yes, and it's funny because look at the picture of him.
Yeah.
How sweet is that?
42% say yes, I love Nestor. I am one of those 42%. So is my mom. And then no, who is 58%. So all of you who said no, please go watch that. It is such a good movie. It's a little short. You know, it's a short, so it's about 30 minutes. So quick watch, and it's so cute.
And it's good with the kids too. It's a
very
very nice family
kids.
viewing environment for sure.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and get into that First Alert 7 news and weather update for our television viewers on First Alert 7. More Wake Up West Texas Extra continues in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. A lot more to come.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
Morning, everyone. Time now is 8:25 on this Thursday, Friday Eve. So glad to have you with us here. I'm Matthew Alvarez with meteorologist Sawyer McElroy, who've been keeping track of the winds outside. Feeling okay right now?
Yeah, not too bad across the region, but we are still going to see those winds picking up as we head through the day. A high wind warning will be in effect until 9 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Central Time tonight for the Guadalupe and Delaware Mountains. Looking outside over the skies of Fort Stockton this morning, blue skies, sunshine as far as the eye can see. Off to a nice start there. 55 degrees currently, 54 in Midland, down to 49 here in Odessa. A little bit cooler here in Odessa. Those winds not terrible just yet, anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour. And we are seeing wind gusts up to about 20 miles per hour across parts of the region. Like I mentioned, mostly sunny skies, quiet conditions across West Texas and Southeast New Mexico right now. Heading through the day, highs will warm into the 60s, 70s, and even a few 80s as well for those far southern portions of the region. 72 for Midland and Odessa today, 75 for Pecos and Monahans, 77 for Monahans, or 77 for Fort Stockton, 83 for Presidio. Lots of sunshine, a little bit breezy today, but not quite as bad as the past couple of days. Coming up tonight, still hanging on to that breeze through midnight, then those winds calming down, lows dropping to the 30s, 40s, and even a few 50s as well overnight. 45 for both Midland and Odessa. Here's a look at that First Alert 7 10-day forecast, where we are going to see very similar conditions heading into Friday as well. 73 for the Midland Odessa area, mostly sunny skies and a little bit breezy once again. Winds are actually looking to be stronger tomorrow than today as the cold front does approach the region. Cooling temperatures down though, heading into the weekend as that cold front does pass through the area, with highs dropping into the 50s and 60s Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday as well.
Sawyer, thank you very much. Let's talk education news, where Ector County ISD has announced the new principal for Vasquez Elementary School in West Odessa. Her name is Raquel Rodriguez, and she's been with the district for more than 20 years. She started her career in 2004 serving as a special education teacher, and since then has been an instructional coach, assistant principal, and principal. She's currently completing her 4th year at Ross Elementary. ECISD says the district is excited for Principal Rodriguez and this new chapter. Some great news in our community. UT Permian Basin has announced that they have broken their record for the annual Falcon Giving Day. The university raised over $317,000, surpassing its original goal by more than 27%. Remember, their initial goal was $250,000. The university says 90% of their students currently enrolled are eligible for scholarships, and these funds will help with that. The donations will benefit more than 25 areas and departments across campus, including the General Scholarship Fund, UTPB Food Pantry, and Student Emergency Fund. In the community, a local dog rescue back on the road after losing their transport vehicle earlier this month. Dog Rescue RS has been saving dogs in Midland, Odessa since 2019. They saved over 1,500 dogs that have been abandoned or in kill shelters. For the past 4 years, their bus, lovingly named Old Faithful, transported dogs to shelters and homes all around the country. Unfortunately, Old Faithful made her last trip. After making it back from a trip to Oregon, the rescue found that her engine was beyond repair. Since then, they've been raising money for a new transport vehicle, and 8 days later, they got one, thanks to you, the community. This bus will now make its first journey today.
We run our transports about every 3 weeks. We try to have about 60 dogs on board that are going up to places like Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, where they have homes waiting up there and rescues that are helping us take care of them.
Dog Rescue RS says most dogs have a forever home waiting for them whenever they arrive to their destinations. For the latest news, log on to firstalert7.com. We'll have another check of the news and weather in half an hour. Join us live on Wake Up West Texas Extra, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and our website. Have a great day.
At Gray Digital Media, we develop the right message to grab attention and drive leads with custom strategies designed to grow your brand. Crush the streaming apps you know best. Cutting-edge strategies backed by local expertise. Connect you with customers right here in West Texas and wherever your audience is. Get results that matter to you and your business. GDM West Texas, we know local. Let's connect today. GDMWestTexas.com. As summer turns to fall, changes in the air. Here in the Permian Basin, change can come fast, but you don't have to be caught off guard. At First Alert 7,
we are going to be looking at scattered showers and thunder showers.
We track every shift, big or small, and when we know, you'll know.
Here's what we're tracking here on the Weather Makers map.
We are continuing to see some showers and thunderstorms.
Plan your day clearly and easily with the First Alert Weather Team. Changes will happen, but with First Alert 7 weather, you'll be ready.
The cornerstone of Investigate TV is investigative journalism.
Should this be better regulated?
How big of a problem is that?
We always try to give viewers a takeaway, something they can learn from a story.
Should they be revoking these certifications?
The public has a right to know.
There are things that affect our homes, that affect our families, that affect our health, that we are learning every day from these stories.
And it allows us to tell the best of the best stories and show them to you every day.
I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long.
Watch on MeTV channel 30.2.
Time now for Money with Mickey. Our local economy has been a powerhouse for Texas and the nation. With oil prices fluctuating in about the low 60s, how is the economy really doing? Well, joining us now to discuss this is Mickey Cargill with Cargill Investments. He joins us every Thursday here on the show. Mickey, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning to you as well. Now, so I'm curious, how does the local economy look today with that price of an oil barrel in mind?
So oil has been very sticky, around $60 per barrel. And that's a relatively low price compared to the cost of producing oil right now. So we've had some constraint with job growth. There has been a leveling out of the economy, but while it's been slowing down a bit, it's not a fall. It's not something that's even related to a crash. It's just it's not growing as fast as it was.
And so I'm curious, what are the watchwords for 2026?
I think you're going to see oil companies really focus on cost cutting and efficiency. There is a worldwide glut of oil right now. And with this excess oil, it's hard to really produce more oil without hurting the price. So companies are very focused on their capital structures. They're returning money to shareholders. They're having stock buybacks, but they're not really drilling more. They're just maintaining the production they have. So they're going to have to become more efficient to keep their profit margins higher.
Speaking of efficiency, there's also been a growth in technology and different kind of ways that companies are able to drill for oil. So with that in mind, and I've seen this debate a lot, is the rig count still a number we should follow closely, and is it a good indicator of our economy?
Well, for many years, we followed rig count as the primary indicator of future economic activity in the area. That has changed. You know, we're now producing 6.6 million barrels per day of oil. And with that high production level, we've really become more of a production economy than a drilling economy. But the drilling has advanced so much that they're able to do more with fewer rigs. The rig count's down about 20% year over year. Normally, you would see a big fall in the economy with those numbers. But just last month, Midland County had sales tax revenues that were up 20% year over year from the previous year. So, you know, that's an indicator that even though the rig count's down, the economy is still growing locally.
And so with that information in mind, what is the outlook from your perspective for the year 2026?
You know, it's hard to make a case that oil has a reason to go up much. but I think it will range somewhere between the mid-50s and the mid-60s, maybe with somewhere around 60 continuing to be the average price. At that level, you're going to continue to see some decline in rig count. You're going to see some decline in the number of jobs available, but there's still 203,000 jobs in the upstream industry locally. And so that's a lot of jobs. Our salaries are still $145,000 per year, the highest in the nation on average. And so, these are numbers that are very good for our economy. And I think there's always going to be a place in our local economy for skilled workers in the oil business.
Mickey, turning back to the conversation regarding oil rigs and the rig count as a way to measure our economy and not so much anymore, I've seen on social media, especially during periods of low gas prices, that folks are using that maybe as a bellwether for a measure on our economy here at home. Is that an end-all be-all indicator as well as gas prices? Low gas prices meaning bad for our economy. Is that actually true?
So gas prices are determined by the price of oil. So oil comes down to be the real component. When oil prices fall, companies don't drill as much simply because there's not as much profit in it. But with the stable price we've had for an extended period now, companies are able to adjust their cost structure so they do still make money. You hear a lot of talk about the break-even point for companies being somewhere around 65. That's a number the media has come up with. It's not really a number that is present in the industry. Every company has a different cost structure. And so they're still making money at the present price. And as long as it doesn't fall down below 50, I think we're in good shape locally.
Good information there. Mickey Cargill with Cargill Investments joins us every Thursday. Mickey, we appreciate your insight on this.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And that was Mickey Cargill. We appreciate his insight on that. Very fascinating information as well.
Very useful.
Very useful indeed, especially in West Texas. But we appreciate you streaming with us here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. We've had such a great time this morning. Time now is 8:35 already. So you got a little less than half an hour left here on the show. So please comment below. Let us know what you're thinking for the day, what your plans are heading into Thursday. Tomorrow is finally Friday. We're not quite there yet.
Thank goodness. I'm fading.
When
it gets to Thursday, Friday, I'm
always like a downhill thing.
Steam, yeah.
For sure. But we're almost there. The week for me has flown by pretty decently.
Yeah, it's gone by pretty quickly. That's the good news.
As is this show. We've had such a great time, and it has just zipped right by.
Yeah, this show's gone by pretty quickly today. Some days it goes faster than others.
Faster than others, yeah.
Today is one of those, so that's the good news there. We want to hear from you. West Texas weighs in. Here are our polls.
Ooh.
Which superpower would you rather have? We have a lot of them today. We might not get to all of them, but you can always vote on firstalert7.com/vote. Teleportation is winning.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Who would win in a fight? This came up earlier.
Our
we were
producer's
talking
better at
about monkeys, and we actually will in a couple of minutes. But this came up. Who would win in a fight, King Kong or Godzilla? 100% say Godzilla.
And we have multiple votes on this. This is quite a few votes, and
Yes.
it's all Godzilla.
Good.
And you're correct, by the way, but yes. Not that it's a trivia question or anything, but that's definitely one of them.
Who won in
for
that
sure.
movie, or did nobody win?
They kind of worked together at the end because there was another
Threat.
kaiju that came up afterwards.
You watched the movie, obviously.
I watched all of them.
If you could have a
from
monkey
the
as a
50s.
pet, this also stems from the stories that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. 30% have said yes, so it has gone up. Initially it was like 80% to, 20? Yes.
Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley,
Justin Bieber,
and
Chris Brown all have had a pet monkey.
And a few others as well. Just
Yes,
the Chris Brown one was interesting. Had it taken away.
Yes.
His name was Fuji. Love that
Good
name, by the way.
That is a good name, yes.
But he was among the yeses on this poll. Well, not this particular one, but if he was asked if he wanted, I guess again, this is something if you have some money to spend.
Yeah, why not?
Have a monkey and hopefully take very good care of it.
I'd have a pig.
You'd have a pig.
I love pigs.
Like a pig, like a small one.
No, I'd probably have like a big pig.
A full-size swine.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
Fantastic. We love bacon. That's for sure.
Oh, okay, that took a turn.
That took a turn.
Anyway, but speaking of taking a turn, take us with you.
What a